Hello everyone, this is NHL Hockey News Sports. Yes, this is the new series starting today, and we will be talking about the Anaheim Ducks NHL future lineups. NHL lineups of the future, that's how the title goes. It's different but from our NHL redraft, but it's different because we went from 2003 to 2017. You can't go any higher because you can't really predict more than that. You never know what players become. Even 2016-17 was a little hard to predict, literally. But we're gonna be talking about NHL lineups of the future. This we're looking into the future, just like the drafts, almost. But we were looking at right then and now. But now we're gonna look into the future at lineups that the teams could have and what your team could have. Starting off with the Anaheim Ducks, I was going to start with the Jets, but I was like, the Ducks might be easier to start off the series, so that's what I went with. Alright, I have my Mighty Ducks jersey. It's fake, by the way. Disappointing, isn't it? But we're going to start off with the trades I made. These are trades. To the right hand is the players currently on the Anaheim roster of April 2020 right now, currently. So, I traded these players. What do we get back? I'm not sure. That's just way too much to get into. But just to tell you who I traded them to, and just tell you who I got rid of, and what teams have been good for them, I guess. Alright, starting off with Rickard Rakell goes to the Devils. There's kind of been a rumor that Rickard Rakell gets traded, not just necessarily the Devils, but just anywhere. Because he had a really good season a couple years before, but kind of slowed down. So I thought trading him, we could have pick or a prospect and really help out our team. Moving on to Carter Rounding, he goes to the Oilers. He had about 29 points this season, so the Oilers might be like, hey, this guy could be good maybe for us on the wing with Draisaitl or Nugent Hopkins, bring some depth to the lineup. Why not? Moving on to Nicolas Deslauriers, who gets traded to the LA Kings. Actually, he's a free agent, so he signed to the LA Kings. They kind of bring experience and bring that physical presence and that seniorship to the team with the young talent as Turcotte, Bonfoot, and the massive variety and that massive core of what the Kings have. Bring some leadership. Next is Agostino, whatever you say his name, I'm sorry. Goes to Ottawa Senators just to bring some, he's more of an AHL or NHL, so he'll just be bouncing up and down to the lineup. By then, the Ottawa Senators will have a good team, so they won't be using him much. They might trade him later. Next is Josh Manson to the Winnipeg Jets. They signed another player on defense to boost the lineup, but they kind of wanted another guy, and they brought in Josh Manson, and the Ducks got some good stuff in return to help out their team. And then Christian Juice trades to the Red Wings. Really did not work out for him. Played a couple years with the Ducks, but now for us, we'll be looking at him to the Red Wings. Now I'm talking about the future. We'll be talking about 3 to 6 years into the future here, depending about teams to all 31 NHL teams. Looking at actually Michael Dozzato, he's a free agent, signs to the Rangers. The Rangers knew that they have tight cap, so signing him to a minimum of $700,000 is a good idea, and bringing him back. And Matt Irwin kind of could not find an NHL deal, so he is just playing the AHL, and hoping someone will see him. Okay, now you see the trades. We have some trades here, and we'll talk about who retired. So, we have Ryan Getzlaf, who retired in 2020, so that's in 2 years. David Backes, who retires in 2020. That was basically a cap dump to hold it. Getzlaf was going to stay. Right now he's 35, 36, 35, I think. So he's kind of like, I won the Stanley Cup in 2007. I'm all set. My career is complete. I've been to the conference final many times in my career, so I'm good. David Backes also retires in that same year. They did not trade him. They kind of had to keep on to him because of his cap. At least they got Axel Anderson for him, the first round pick. Definitely helped them out. So they kind of hold on to him for his $4.5 million contract until 2022. And Ryan Miller just retired in 2020. So we picked another goaltender. You'll find out who it is. Alright, now since you see the ones that got traded, Raquel, Rowney, Deloye, Azusa, whatever you say his name, sorry, Manson, Juice, Duzado, and Irwin all get traded to teams that are in need of these players. I am talking in the future, so you might be like, that's not that guy like he is. Well, I'm talking predicting the future here, so here we go. Starting off, we're going to be starting off with our forward group. Let's get into it. So I'll be writing on the left side if you don't, since the first video of the series, you kind of have to learn from this one. And by the 31st from the random page, you'll be like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Or, yeah, you'll be like, oh yeah, lineups on the left side. Yep. So here we go. Starting off with the forwards, I'll be writing them down and tell you each line. Okay? We'll start off with the first line. I'll write it down. Yes, I ran out of room on that right side. That was a bad idea. But now I understand how to write on here. I'm learning too at the same time for the first video of the series. So here we go. We have Max Comspa, who's a good Canadian left winger. He looks really good. We traded for Zegers, who hasn't played yet. But in our future, he is our franchise center. And we have Jakob Silverberg, who will be around 34 to 35 years old. He's getting up there, but he'll be guiding this team, definitely. Alright, going on to our second line here. Alright, our second line is Brendan Tracy, who's a good left winger. He'll be playing on the left side. He scores a lot of goals in our year. And then we have Lundstrom, who's a really good second line center. And we have Troy Terry, who was with the goals, San Diego goals, and a couple years in the AHL, but he really became that guy, and he's taking on that second line right wing role. He really wants to take over that first right wing role, but he will get there. Don't worry about it. He'll be taking over Silverberg's spot in a year or two coming up. Alright, moving on to our third lineup. Well, not just my third lineup. My third line, here we go. Alright, our third lineup, we have Max Jones, who, just like Brendan Tracy, like Troy Terry, played a little in the AHL with the San Diego goals. He was his teammate, really enjoyed himself. Won the Catalog Cup in the AHL once, very good by him in 2022. 2021, I mean. So, really good job by him. Sam Steele, showing some really good stuff for us. Takes on that third line spot. He's trying to contend with Lundstrom on that second line spot, but Zegers definitely has that role in that first line spot. Good center depth we have here. We also have Danton Heinen will put around 20 to 30 points. That he's been doing that consistently ever since when he got drafted by the Bruins. He's been consistent like that. Not an incredible player, but he is deserving that third line role. Moving on to our fourth line on forward. Okay, here we go. So we have Sonny Milano, who was picked up at the trade deadline 2020, and actually started very well, and then he's been continuing on a good fourth line basis. The Ducks kind of thought, let's keep him, and he's been consistently with a nice 15 to 20 points a season, trying to do more than that, 30 points and 40 points, kind of bumped down because of Tracy and Jones playing exceptionally well on that left side, and Comsar too. Adam Henrique, his days are over. He used to have 40 to 50 points, but now he's getting about 20 to 30, and probably less in the coming years. He's about 35 years old, and 33, 34. Right now he's about 32, 33. So he will be on that fourth line. He's done a good job. Great leader on the team. He's been really helping that team to blossom on that fourth line, especially for Sonny Milano and Canop, who's another good young guy on the right wing. Has played a couple years played 2 years in the San Diego Gulls. This is his rookie season. He's up and showing some good stuff on that fourth line. Henrique definitely helping him out there. All right, now going on to our defense. We have Cam Fowler and Hampus Lindholm together. The trade rumors do stay for Cam Fowler, but we can't just get rid of his contract. It's such a long contract, we just can't get rid of it. And the trade rumors stick around. Yearly, we always hear Cam Fowler trade rumors, and to this day, we still hear the Cam Fowler trade rumors. Lindholm, he is in his prime right now. He is about 28 years old, and he's doing a great job, and he's playing good on with Fowler. He's gonna want an extension soon, so the Ducks have to think about, do we keep him or do we not? Do we trade him? Definitely that might be something the Ducks have to think about for the young core. All right, moving on to our second line. And you're probably wondering, why do we have to trade Hampus Lindholm? He's a good player for our team, and he was consistent. Good player with Fowler. Well, we have Axel Anderson, who is blossoming, and he's going to want a contract, and he's going to want some money, so he definitely wants to play with Fowler, and he wants to move up that first line, get more minutes on the blue line. And Axel Anderson was that great trade from getting from Boston for Anjay Casa. So definitely both worked both for each team, but Axel Anderson looking really well for us, and a good solid defenseman, and he's gonna want some money, so we might have to move out Hampus Lindholm. That might be a possibility soon. Brendan Gurrell, who's a good left defenseman, he's really solid, so both of them playing good first and second line defense is really solid, definitely. Third line. Okay, so we have Jacob Lawson and Malhotra on that third pairing. Lawson, who is trying to show glimpses of amazing, but he's just found himself finally on a regular NHL spot, but he's on the third pairing with Malhotra. Malhotra and Lawson want to move up, and they're waiting for Lindholm to move out so they can get him in. We'll see if Lindholm stays or not, but that is the thing right now. They're doing a good job. A lot of players on this team wants to play with Fowler on that first line. Of just trying to bump down Fowler, but a really good defense here. Seeing some good stuff here. Alright, we have goalies now. Okay, we have John Gibson, still our number one goalie. He's about 28 years old. He is doing a great job. He is in his prime right now, and he's doing a great job. He just lights out. Ole Eriksson Ek will try to take over that first line spot. He's learning behind Gibson. This is his rookie season with the Actually, he played a little with the Ducks that season before, but now he's finally playing, and he's took his job. And Ole Eriksson was really learning from John Gibson, a good player to learn from, and he knows he might be out the door soon if Ole Eriksson becomes that goalie they want. Alright. Next we have to talk about who is scratched, who can play through. So, scratched and who's in the minors. There's one player scratched, one player in the minors, because it's a lot to talk. Because it's not, we use anyone for the minors too. So, what does the minors look back by then? Who knows? So, here we go. Now, Scratch is Hunter Drew. He is a defenseman who is probably going to go from the AHL to the NHL. He's trying to move in as soon as Lindholm moves himself out, or if they try to trade Fowler's contract. Who knows, but he wants to make it regularly soon. And in the minors, it's Lucas Dorsal, who is, you're probably wondering, why is Dorsal not on here? He's going to take a couple more years than probably Eriksson Ek. Eriksson Ek got in the AHL before Dorsal. He's going to be there, and he looks really good. As soon as Gibson gets, as soon as he gets moved one day, there's a lot of competitorship for that backup role. So Eriksson Ek is really trying to make that guy on that back end, and he is also trying, and Dorsal's trying to go for that backup role. So is Eriksson. So both contending, going for it. But Dorsal spent this is rookie year. This is his first time in the pros in the AHL, the goals. So he's finally trying to show, come on, I own the job over Eriksson Ek. So remember, it's Ole Eriksson Ek, it's not Joel Eriksson Ek, who's with the Wild, just to say. So it was fun talking about the future, wasn't it? Getting to the future here about what this teams could look like. Here is our lineup. And I'm not going to read everyone off, but I just want to tell you what I really enjoyed with our team. I really enjoyed our first line here, Max Komsar, Zegras, and Silversberg. And by the way, I want to give the C and assist, the alternate captains. I'll write them out really quick. So we have two alternate and one captain. Cam Fowler is our captain on defense. We also have Jakob Silversberg, who is going to be our alternate captain, and Travis Zegras is also our other alternate captain. So thank you for watching this NHL News Sports. Before I end the video, I also want to talk about a good first line, second line. We just have overall good lines here. On defense, we need to work on a little bit more, but Axel Anderson becoming that guy for us. Gravel also. Lindholm is and Fowler are the ones to kind of watch out for what happens with them. John Gibson, he is in his prime. Eriksson Ek and Dorsal competing for goalie spots for that backup role, and then when Gibson is traded, that might change. So, thank you for watching. This is NHL News Sports. Let's try to get to 250 subs. That'll be much appreciated. Like, comment, share. This is the trades on the right side and the left side. So, enjoy your day, and hope you all have a nice day. And also, Bruins is tomorrow, so the Bruins will be the next one of the NHL lineups of the future. So, watch out for that. All 31 NHL teams will be discussed for the series. So, Ducks, Bruins, Coyotes, and so on and so forth in alphabetical order. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next video. Bye.